Hello everyone, this is Providencia. Welcome to my channel. I am here to do a come cook with me video. In this video, you're gonna get 4 recipes, but I want to point out that these are not specific measurements since this is a come cook with me video. I will leave a few links down in the description box below for you could get it at a slower pace. But since this is a come cook with me video, I'm just gonna briefly tell you what I'm adding and you could take it from there. Also, I want to point out that this video is long and I'm sorry about that, you guys. I don't know how you feel about that, but this is a come cook with me video. I'm showing you everything from start to finish. There isn't no breaks with my tripod and my camera. I am showing you everything from start to finish. So yeah, please understand why this is a long video. With editing, speeding up, and doing all that extra stuff, believe me, I'm the one that go through the hard work of me having to put this into a close to 50-minute video, as opposed to me trying to gather up an hour and a half or 2 hours of footages just to make it close to 50 minutes, if you get what I'm saying. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's continue with this video. Okay, my lovely subscribers and viewers, the first thing I'm gonna do is boil my water to make some white rice. I like to do this first, for that way while I'm seasoning the meat and all that stuff, it could come to a boil. As you can see, I'm adding some salt. Add salt to your liking. Next, I'm gonna prepare the meat and I'm gonna shape them into meatballs because we're gonna make a stew with that. I clean all of my vegetables. Now, some of the onions and the peppers I am gonna dice really small, and then there's gonna be some that I'm gonna do into strips. Don't worry, you're gonna see it all in this video. For now, I'm just cutting my onion, my peppers very tiny. You're gonna want to do that because we're gonna add that to the ground beef to make our meatballs. Now, this is the original footage. This is not speeded up at all. I just wanted you to see that. Now I'm gonna start cutting my peppers into strips. Yeah, you're gonna want to do that. Make sure you have a plate, and just make sure half of the plate is gonna be like with the small diced onion and peppers, and then the other half is gonna be with the strips. Yeah, I'm not making no sense at all, but you know what I mean. Just watch the video. I am also going to cut my cilantro. I just like to cut the tip of it. I like to add the stems and stuff because I feel like it gives the food a great flavor. Make sure you clean your vegetables. I can't fathom saying that enough. I also forgot to mention a jalapeno, but this is optional. If you do not want to add it, you don't have to. I wanted just a little slight heat. So I'm going to use half of a jalapeno, and you're going to want to remove the seeds, because if not, then your meatballs is going to be spicy. Okay, so remove all of that. It's just going to have a little kick, but not too much. And I'm going to cut that into small pieces. Here I am showing you everything, and as you can see, I kind of separated them. The diced onions and peppers is going to be added to our meatballs, And then we're going to do something with the ones that are strips. Okay? I hope you understand me. Okay. So I'm going to put that aside and let's work with our garlic. Now, you guys know I hate the tip of the garlic. It annoys me. So I always got to cut the tip just to make it look, a little extra clean. And yeah. Also, here is my pilon that I got from the Dominican Republic. We are going to smash the garlic and we're going to add some to the meat, and I'm going to reserve some for my fried plantains. That's why I have a lot of garlic. First, you're going to want to add just a pinch of salt. We're only going to add a little bit because we don't want the garlic to be all over the place. Then we're going to add pepper, and a little bit of oregano. We're not trying to over season this because we're going to still add more to our meat. Okay, so the garlic is smashed. I was going to use that bowl, but I decided to use my big yellow one because it's more bigger. And yeah, we're going to use ground beef. You definitely could use this with ground turkey. I decided to use ground beef. And I'm just showing you how much is the weight and all that good stuff. And you're going to want to add your ground beef to a bowl. I'm going to add my diced peppers and onion. I am going to add some garlic. You add as little or as much as you want. We love garlic, so I'm going to add a decent amount. Turmeric. Turmeric is a very good spice. Well, for me, since I have fibromyalgia, it's good for inflammation. So yes, I love turmeric. Oregano. I like a lot of oregano, so as you can see, I'm adding a lot. Also, I'm gonna add pepper. I'm gonna add adobo with cumin. It's the one with the green top, but if you cannot find that one, just use any adobo that you have in your house. I also wanted to mention, don't go too heavy with the adobo. It looks like I'm adding a lot, but remember, this is 5 pounds. But try to go a little easy because you could always add more when we make the sauce. And then you're going to mix this up. Here I am adding a little bit more adobo. Remember, I know I'm giving you guys that advice. Don't add too much adobo. But I already got this down pat. I've been cooking for years. So I know more or less how much to add. If you're learning how to cook, add a little bit. You could always add adobo to your sauce. So I'm gonna put my meat to the side. I'll do the meatballs later. I wanna go and pre-cut everything I need to make these pinto beans. First, I peeled the skin to the potatoes and I am going to cut them. Make sure it's not too big, not too little, or whichever way you wanna cut your potatoes. It's your world. I'm gonna also use a piece of onion. If you have white onion, that's fine too. A piece of red pepper, whatever pepper you have on hand, and I cleaned my cilantro. So I'm gonna start doing the beans. I'm adding some corn oil. I'm also adding some sofrito. Yes, I know it's store-bought, but let me tell you something. The ajicitos dulce here in Connecticut been like sky high, and I'm like, no ways. I am not gonna make fresh sofrito until the price drops. I'm sorry. If not, I'd prefer to just go and buy store-bought because I feel like it's not that expensive as to me buying the ingredients to go and make homemade sofrito. But if you got homemade sofrito, by all means. I'm gonna add my onion. I'm gonna add it just like that, and the pepper and the cilantro. We are gonna remove that towards the end. You're gonna see it in this video anyway. We're also gonna add just a little bit of tomato sauce. I don't really like to add a lot of tomato sauce to my beans anymore. I only add a little bit, but yeah. Mix it up and let it simmer there for at least 2 to 3 minutes before you add the beans. Now let's add the beans. Do not throw away the can. We're gonna add water to that can. Let it simmer for another 2 to 3 minutes. During this whole process, you want your beans on very low. You do not want this high. You want all the flavors to come together. Now, I have bought this chicken cube. It's by Doña Gallina, and it has tomato in it. In the Dominican Republic. I don't know if they sell it here, okay? I haven't seen it. I bought 2 big boxes. Yes, I did. So I am going to add half because I wanted to taste it just to make sure it's not salty, you know? And as you can see, I'm putting the other half away. Now, if you do not happen to have this, that's okay. Just add chicken cube, regular chicken cube, and just break off half, taste it, and if you want to add a little bit more, then you add a little bit more. We're going to add garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, pepper, and mix it all up. I tasted the spoon and I felt like it needed a little bit more of the chicken cube that I just added earlier, so I ended up adding the other half. And last, I'm gonna add the potatoes. Once we added everything in there and it's been simmering for a few minutes, add your water. I am going to add 2 cans of water. I like a lot of broth. Don't worry, it's gonna get thick. So yes, add 2 cans. At this point, bump up your heat. You want this on high flame for it to start getting nice, rich, and thick. Oh, I don't know why I said it like that, but you know what I mean. Bump up the heat. Okay, back to the meat. I truly forgot to add panko bread. Yes, it's my fault. So we're gonna add some panko bread. If you have unseasoned breadcrumbs, you could definitely add that. This is gonna make it more softer, the meatballs, instead of it being like chewy and hard. No, add some breadcrumbs or some panko. Now, you can make your meatballs big, you can make it small. I like it in between. So here I am. I'm about to start forming my meatballs. And this is the size that I like. Bam! Meatballs! Oh my god, let me stop. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just gotta find humor. I gotta find some humor when I'm editing this because it could be a little exhausting. Trust me. So I gotta just crack jokes and keep it pushing. But anyway, here I am doing all of my meatballs. And this is the way they look. Don't they look so pretty? I know. You guys gotta try this. Those meatballs are so good. Especially in a stew. You don't know what you're missing out. Okay? So first, I'm gonna fry it in my cast iron skillet. And that's a big one. My mother gave me that, and let me tell you something. I love that pan, okay? And you want to add oil and just have it on medium, like on medium heat, and just leave it there. Make sure it preheats. In the meantime, I'm checking up on my beans, and they are looking very great. and the color, amazing. So now we're gonna focus on the rice. The rice is something that I do kind of last because it's done between 20 to 25 minutes. So yeah, I like to make the rice a little later on. But let's talk about my cup. Yes, let's talk about it. Yes, I love my cup. I bought these cups at Amazon. I bought one for me and I bought one for my husband. I am Puerto Rican. He is Dominican. So we like to drink our coffee in the morning, blah, 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 blah. And just socialize and talk about our day, what we're gonna do, what he has to do at work, what I gotta do in the house, and so forth. I love those cups. The best of both worlds. So now I'm gonna start putting my cups of rice. Now with my rice, I don't measure. I already know how to do it. I know how to eyeball it. I know if it's too much water, I take some water out. If I feel like it needs more water, I'll add more water. Like, I already know this process. So yeah, I just want to explain that. Like right now, I could tell you right now that it's a lot of water. So you're going to see me take the cup and I'm going to remove water. I do have a couple of recipes on how I make my rice. Now, that particular time, yes, I had to measure because I had to do a video for you guys. But the trick to this is the spoon trick. You make sure your spoon stands up, and if it don't fall all over the place, then you got the right amount of rice and the right amount of water. You also want to taste the water of your rice. And if you feel it needs a little bit more salt, then you add salt. I am adding extra virgin olive oil. So yeah. During this whole time, you're going to want to have this on high heat. You want to make sure that your rice dries up before you cover it. So the rice dried up, and at this point you want to mix it up and form it into like a ball, like a mountain in the middle. Make sure you do that because there's such a thing as, like, how could I say this, pegao, or like Dominicans say, de con. It's basically like the bottom part of the rice that it gets burnt. Not like burnt, it just gets like, a little crispy, but you want to put it into the middle. And yeah, you're going to want to do that for that way you don't get none of that crispy rice on the sides of your pan. No, please put it into like a mountain. And then add your aluminum foil, put the top on, then put it on very, very low and check up on it in 20 minutes. That's it. You're going to stir it one more time in those 20 minutes. Cover it up. Another 5 minutes, let it cook, and your rice is done. So I truly forgot to record when I was adding the meatballs to the oil, but it's common sense. You want to make sure you fry your meatballs. Make sure you have a plate or a bowl with napkins to absorb all that extra oil. And yeah, turn it from time to time. Now, with these meatballs, you don't have to cook it all the way through because we are gonna finish it in a sauce. So just try to cook it, brown it up on all the sides, and that's what you're looking for. And you're gonna remove it, and then we're gonna do the sauce and everything soon. So while the meatballs are cooking, I have a bowl here and I'm gonna add the rest of the vegetables that we cut earlier. I'm gonna add it to the bowl. And I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar. And some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add this to the sauce where we're going to make our meatballs. You're going to see it in this video. And mix it up. I'm also going to make the garlic sauce, which is ajo, for the plantains, the plátanos. So as you can see, what I reserved, I'm putting it in that bowl. And I'm gonna add some vinegar. Extra virgin olive oil. Please do not use regular oil for this. It's best that you use extra virgin olive oil because it's more healthier than the corn oil and canola oil and all that other stuff. We're gonna add some salt. I have a video on how I make my plátanos with ajo. I'm gonna leave it in the description box below. And there's our ajo. While I was doing all the extras, I was still frying my meatballs and I'm done. So I'm taking out the second batch of meatballs that I did. Make sure you put it in a plate or in a bowl, depending on how much you make, like with some paper towels, please. Here's the meatballs, how they look. But I'm gonna put that aside before we do the sauce because, you know, to make the sauce, that's also quick too. Because it's almost done, the meatballs. We just gotta cook it a little bit more with a sauce. Y ya. I wanted to start peeling my plantains, but that way I could leave it in water and salt while I make the meatballs. Yeah, I kind of work in a system here, you know, like I know what to do first and what to leave last for it could all come together and cook at the same time. Anyhow, I'm here peeling my plantains. And I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna add all of my plantains to a bowl and add some water. I'm also gonna add some salt. Now, yes, you're gonna see a lot of salt, but that's the point. You wanna make sure you taste the water and make sure that it's like salty. It's not gonna make it salty when you fry it, so you don't gotta worry about it. None of that. Back to the meatballs. I'm telling you, I'm all over the place. But yes, I got a big pot here. I'm gonna add some corn oil and I'm gonna add some sugar. I know you guys are looking at it like it's weird. No, trust me. This is the way Dominicans brown their meat. I kind of got that remedy from my husband. Yes. It does not make your meat or any stew sweet. None of that. So don't worry about that. And you want to make sure that it turns a very dark color. At this point, you want to have your pot really, really piping hot. I don't know if you see the smoke, but yes. And then pour your meat in there. I'm gonna use the remaining tomato sauce from the can that I used earlier for my beans. But if you don't got a big can like this, I think an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce will do. Now, as far as how much water to add, I'm not too sure because everybody's gonna make a certain portion for their family. As you saw in this video, I used a big pack of ground beef. You probably will use a smaller pack, so just make sure you add enough water that it will reach almost close to the top of your meatballs, if I'm making any sense. I also forgot to mention in the last clip that you're going to want to leave your pot on very, very high. It has to get thick, so make sure it's high. Now back to the beans. We are going to remove the pepper, the onions, the cilantro, and place it in a bowl. We are going to throw that away because all the flavors is already inside the beans. So we're just kind of cleaning the beans, making it look a little pretty. And like I said, all the flavors is in the beans. Once you throw that away, you're going to want to leave your beans on high flame for another maybe 3-4 minutes and turn it off. Back to the meatballs. Now the question that I get asked about with these meatballs is, could I use frozen meatballs that you could buy in the supermarket? I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't want to do it like that because all the flavors is in the meatballs. The peppers, the onions, everything that you saw me chopped up earlier, and seasoning. So I wouldn't highly recommend you using frozen meatballs. I think you should do it just like this. At this point, you're gonna want to taste it to see if it needs any salt or anything else. Now I felt like it needed a little something, so I did added the powdered beef, bottle. There it is. I'm showing it to you. You can add that or you can add a chicken cube, but since this is beef, I added that. Just taste as you go. I tasted it again, and to me, it was perfect. Now I'm going to throw in all of the onions, pepper, cilantro with the little vinegar inside and mix it all up. At this point, you're just going to wait until it gets more thicker, and there, it's done. Now it's time for me to make the salad. Now you could have any salad of your choice, whatever you eat. I'm just making a simple salad. I have here some lettuce. Make sure you wash everything. It's very important that you wash all of your vegetables. I'm also going to add some cabbage. cucumber. Now, my husband does not like the seeds from the cucumber. So I'm going to cut a couple of slices for me. And then I'm going to go and use a portion of that small cucumber that you just saw and remove the seeds. I'm gonna add some corn. Now, I was doing this part thinking, okay, it's done. But you're gonna see a little later on that I ended up cutting a tomato that I found in the refrigerator that I truly forgot. So we ain't finished yet. Now, this is optional, but I decided to go and cut some cilantro very small because I want to garnish it for when I do my plating towards the ending of this video. You're gonna see it, so that's why. But you do not have to do this.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
And here is my tomato that I found. So I am gonna cut that up and add it to my salad. Here I am frying the plantains. I'm sorry, I thought I was recording again. It's just that around this time, my kids start coming downstairs. When is food gonna be done? When is food gonna be done? Listen, if you're a mom, you know what I'm talking about. But yes, the plantains are frying and this is gonna be the first fry. Now it's time to take the plantains out of the oil and I am gonna smash it. Now everybody always asks me, where did you get that? Where did you get that? The tostonera? Listen, when I was living in the Bronx in my 20s, I bought it in a Spanish supermarket in Fordham. If you're from the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. The supermarket is there, but it's just a different name, so they don't sell them there anymore. And you have to remember, that was when I was in my 20s. I'm 44. It is my favorite tostonera. I wouldn't want to change it for nothing in the world. Okay, that's why it looks busted. You could try to see if they have it on Amazon, but I have tried, and listen, they don't have it. So, yeah. Once you do the second fry, you're going to want to fry it for at least a good 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then you're going to want to put it in a plate or a bowl with paper towels. You want to make sure that you put the paper towels for it could, absorb all that oil. So the meatballs are done. Yes, it's time to eat. The beans are done as well. I get so happy every time I see my food. Ugh. The rice is done. By the way, I use medium grain rice. I used to use long grain, but I don't know, I switched up. I love me some medium grain rice. That is the garlic sauce, aka ajo. And that's gonna go on top of the plantains. And look at that beauty. Look at those plátanos. Oh my goodness. Yes. Beautiful, crispy. Oh my God. Now in the next clip, I'm just gonna show you plating my food. I have gotten messages asking me to show how I plate it. I guess everybody likes the way I plate it because I plate it very, very nice. I'm sorry, I'm all about good flavor but also presentation, but that's just me. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be basically doing in the next clip. I like to mold my rice into a bowl. You can find stuff like that at the Dollar Tree. When I do plate my food, I do use my hands just to make sure everything looks good. So yeah, I don't want people to be like, oh, she used her hands. Yes, I did. And this food is gonna go to my husband, so I could do that. I also used a clear bowl to add my beans just for it to look pretty. You don't have to do that, but I like to do that. And I also got that at Dollar Tree. I believe it comes 3 or 4 for $1. So you better go to Dollar Tree and get some of these things to make your plate pretty. And this is why I use my hands, because you see I gotta be moving food here and there and making sure all the food is comfortable. My husband, who is Dominican, has never ate plátanos with ajo until I made it for him one day. And forget about it. That's the way he wanted all the time, okay? So if you never put garlic in your plátanos or tostones, please do so. It is so good. I got a paper towel and I'm just cleaning up the plate because you're going to want to do that. And yeah, that's how I do my plate. nothing fancy about it. Put it like that. Now this is optional. I am adding tahini. I hope I'm saying that right. To my avocado. And yeah, it tastes really, really good. Highly recommended. And here is a close-up of everything. Plátanos with ajo, albóndigas or meatballs in a sauce, lettuce, rice, oh my God, beans, all that good stuff. Believe me, this is a fantastic plate. I highly recommend that you do it. I hope you learned a thing or two in this video. I know I didn't go into specific measurements, but I do not really go into specific measurements when I do a come cook with me video. I really don't. I just tell you what I'm adding, and yeah, that's it. If you want a more detailed video on this, give it a thumbs up and I will be more than glad to do it for you guys. Okay? Alright, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Please share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to press the notification bell for that way you could be alerted when I go and upload another video. Recommend my channel and my videos to your close friends and loved ones. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Much love from me to you. Take care. God bless. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.